Good evening. Am I audible? Confirm the audio and video once. Hey, Sandra, Adil. When I see Sandra, Sandra Bullock comes to my mind. Alex, good evening. Great. So, decision making, as the name says, it's decision. You make decisions based on certain given okay, yeah, certain constraints. So constraints can be. By the way, decision can be made in different ways. It can be a business decision. It can be an HR decision. It can be decision to some personal life, some social cause. So based on different kind of decisions, it's all based on the kind of passage that is given to you. So passages will be from different aspects of business, personal lives, professional lives, and based on that we need to look at the option which encapsulates the proper balance between two things. One is logic, other is ethics. All right. Ethics and logic. So I hope you have watched my decision making introduction video on YouTube, in which I discussed a case where a robot was about to save one of the two lives, isn't it? So based on that, I'm on the wrong way and the right way. Now, see, certain things which will be looking very logical, but they won't be ethically correct. Some things will be looking ethically correct but not logically feasible. So we need to find the correct balance in between. And there is no way to understand it than solving a few sets. Okay, so I have brought to you some sets here with questions. And let us go to the first set. Here it is. So I'll give you like 2 minutes to read this caselet, and after that, one by one we'll be doing the questions. Nishit, I have 3 such shirts. One is black, other is dark blue. So probably, anyways. So she's ambiguous, Arshad. That's the reason, because the problem is same. Logic and ethics, both should be. These are 2 things. The only 2 things which are required to answer a question properly is logic and ethics. Okay, so this one says, Arya is a town planner working for the government of Rivertown, a rapidly growing urban. Okay, she's a town planner. Great. Working for the government of Rivertown, a rapidly growing urban area near a river. So it's an urban area and it is growing near a river. So these are things are important, based on these minute details, they can ask you questions. Rivertown is known for its lush greenery, great, diverse wildlife and pristine water resources. तो जाहिर सी बात है, इस जगह पे अगर हम urban planning करेंगे, there's a lot of devastation, isn't it? But rapid urbanization has begun to strain these natural assets. That is understandable. Recently, a major real estate developer, Horizon Corp, proposed constructing a luxury residential complex, Horizon Heights, on a 30-acre plot adjacent to the river. This project promises to bring significant tax revenue. Now, here, we have to look at the ethical end. So, ethics, there is not to destroy the entire wildlife resources, isn't it? And then coming to Ayush, fake accent. Am I? I didn't even realize. I think I have a neutral accent. It's the most neutral accent actually. It's neither Indian nor American nor anything. And if you are a pro in, understanding accents, then I think you should be becoming a coach of accents. Anyways, I'm reading things the way they are written. All right. This project promises to bring significant tax revenues. That is the logic over here. Employment opportunities, of course, and enhanced infrastructure to Rivertown. However, However, environmentalists and local communities have raised concerns about the ecological damage. What is ecology? Anyone? Ecology? So, there's a thing called ecosystem. An ecosystem is the study ecology is the study of relation between the flora and fauna. Flora is the plants, fauna, the wildlife, the animals, with its the relation between these to the natural resources, which can be a river, which can be mountains, rocks, etc. All right. So that is what ecology is all about. And ecological, when you say then ecosystem, in that ecosystem we can have different examples. For example, an aquatic ecosystem. All right. So that ecosystem would be comprising of bacteria, algae, it can be fish, it can be other aquatic animals, turtles, etc. Okay, so that's an aquatic ecosystem. The way they are dependent on the food resources and how the entire cycle runs. That is an aquatic ecosystem. So we can have different kind of ecosystems. So any damage, any urbanization that will bring upon a lot of destruction to the natural resources and the flora and the fauna, that will be the ecological damage. All right. The project could cause including deforestation, river pollution, and harm to local wildlife. As the lead planner, Arya must decide whether to recommend approval. So the choices are to recommend approval, rejection, or modification of the project. So we have three choices. Okay, one is recommendation, like approving, other is rejecting, and the third is modification, of course. So by now, I don't know what the questions are. By now, I feel that modification is the best possible way, right? Because we modify things to suit certain demands, and those demands can be ethical, demands can be logical, demands. So logic and ethics, there are two things in which that the main set in which we can have different subsets, right? So modification is the, I think, somehow the best way. Just a minute. All right, of the project. She also has to prepare a plan to present her decision to the city council in 2 weeks. So she doesn't have a lot of time. By now, Ayush, it's okay. By now, what we have understood with this, the certain key ideas which I have already underlined. So Arya, being the main protagonist of this entire story, she has to, do some urban planning, but that is close to a water resource, an ecosystem which can be destroyed due to this. So she has only 2 weeks left in which she can either recommend, approve, reject, or modify the entire project. So this is the summary of the entire paragraph. All right. Exactly, Moon. So let's go to the questions one by one. Okay. Here comes the first question. Sayantan, that's great. Lot of companies do that. That comes under the CSR initiatives, corporate social responsibility. Okay. First is Arya is deliberating on her initial recommendation. Which of the following factors, if true. So we are not yet over with that, that if true and if false, least likely, most likely, all that stuff, which is part of critical reasoning. So decision making can be, can be combination of a lot of things. Okay, so if true, most likely, support recommending approval of Horizon Heights. If true, okay, so they are probably not true. We have to assume them deemed to be true, and then accordingly we have to think whether recommending will be a great idea. All right. Saptarshi on YouTube, it's the first session. But in the regular classes that we have started, some classes, I think 3 or 4 sessions have been done. Well, so first option, Horizon Corp has pledged to adopt cutting-edge sustainable construction practices and plant 5 trees for every tree felled during the project. Now, this is something which Sayantan was kind of agreeing to. Isn't it, Sayantan? B says, the town's annual budget deficit is projected to decrease by 25% due to increased tax revenue from Horizon Heights. And in decreasing the budget deficit is, of course, a very logical and a great idea, economically speaking. C, a majority of Rivertown's population supports the project as it would create over 5,000 jobs, that is employment, during the construction phase and 1,000 permanent jobs thereafter. Looks like a great deal of employing people, isn't it? Yeah, Namil, we'll come to that. D, a renowned ecologist stated that the construction site's ecosystem could be restored within 5 years of completion if mitigation efforts are implemented within 5 years. So, okay, if we have damaged something, we'll be restoring it within 5 years. E, the Rivertown Council has mandated that 20% of the complex's units must be reserved as affordable housing, addressing the town's housing shortage. So as you see, look at the options. The first option is like, giving back more than you take, right? Second one talks about the decreased budget deficit, decreased debts. This talks about employment. This talks about restoring everything. And this talks about housing opportunities, affordable housing opportunities. So based on that, let's see. And I'll give you a minute to think upon that, okay? Just a minute. Let's see. I can see people are marking all. Shreyasi is a part of regular batch, right, Shreyasi? Chirag, confused with A and D. Okay. All right. Chalo. So I'll do one thing. I will try to, explain these options one by one again. See. The first option talks about a CSR initiative, isn't it? You know what CSR? Corporate social responsibility. Okay. And so here they're saying that if we, there's one tree that we cut, we'll be planting 5 more. Okay, cool. Tell me something. It might sound good to you, but would it sound good to Arya, who has to submit the report within 2 weeks? That should be kept in mind. Okay. That should be kept in mind. Now, coming to second one, in which, that is decreasing the debts, all right, because it will increase the tax revenue, that's great. Third one talks about creating jobs, employment, all right. D talks about restoration, but by the way, you know that, like if we restore the natural resources in 5 years, the kind of damage those 5 years would have done, restoring what? Restoring what? They are restoring the ecosystem in 5 years. Now, Arya, being a worker, doesn't even know that she'll be working with this company for next 5 years, isn't it? So that is where ethics and logic both come in existence. You should be balancing both. Looks like ethically it's great. D is really great ethically, है ना, कि जो बर्बाद हम करेंगे उसको वापस भी ठीक कर देंगे. लेकिन 5 साल बाद ठीक करेंगे. Would that be a reason enough to kind of influence Arya to recommend the approval of the project? Is that so? And what if they don't do it? What if they don't really do it? ये तो हवा की बात है ना. Nobody knows whether it will be happening or not. It's all confusion. Okay, so there are various reasons, in multiple reasons in which we can think that D is something which is doesn't look very feasible and practical at the same time. Clear? Exactly, Moon. Ecologist is saying that. Company ने बोला ही नहीं कुछ. E, Rivertown Council मैंने ठीक है, 20% would be affordable housing. Even if the houses are not affordable, how does it matter? Because for every kind of thing that you make, there are enough buyers. Let be luxury apartments. अमीर लोग खरीद लेंगे, क्या फर्क पड़ता है? So E तो वैसे भी out of context. E तो होना ही नहीं चाहिए, isn't it? Nobody has answered E by now. D खत्म हो गया due to reasons. A lot of people said D. Now coming to the CSR initiative, debts and employment. By the way, tell me something. If the employment increases, don't you think debts would automatically decrease? Because more the employment, more the tax generated. So this C engulfs entire B, like C eats B for breakfast, isn't it? Do you understand that? Do you get that? Option C eats options like B in breakfast. Right? So B the वैसे भी B has been ruled out. Coming to A now. Okay. 5 पेड़ अगर मैं उगा दूंगा एक पेड़ गिराने की जगह, तो क्या एक्चुअली इकोसिस्टम ठीक होगा? They're talking only about the flora. चलो, flora से fauna is also connected somehow. What about the natural resources? Because water will get polluted. If you plant 5 more trees, would the water problem, the pollution which is given in the real passage, would that be solved? Would that be solved? That won't be solved, right? If you grow more trees, probably the animals have some kind of connection to the trees. ठीक है चलेगा, but water will get polluted. What about that? So CSR is not, this A option is not wholesome. It's not wholesome. And that is the reason that we cannot select A even if it looks the most correct to you. Ethically. Let's use logic. Getting it? Afforestation happening, Malik. But what about improving the water wala part? That is not done. No? Now, coming to C option. Now, C option will be the only one that is left, and that is like I solved in terms of elimination. Let us solve in terms of selection. Why would I select this option? The reason is simple. First of all, if there are more jobs, automatically revenue will increase, debt will decrease. All right, that is there. If there are more jobs, people will be happy, and moreover, this is democratic. All right. See, when you are an urban planner, you will get influenced and supported by the living human beings, because being Arya, you are also a human being, isn't it? डेमोक्रेटिक ऑप्शन ऐसा होता है जो एक्चुअली लोगों को इन्फ्लुएंस और प्रेशराइज भी कर सकता है. डू यू बिलीव इन दैट? मून, दैट इज द थिंग. नो, इक्वेशन से कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ रहा. बट इफ ट्रू, तो क्या ये सबसे ज्यादा इसको रिकमेंड जो अप्रूव करना है वो सबसे ज्यादा कौन सा करेगा? वही करेगा जो इंसान जीते जागते लोग बोल रहे होंगे, है ना, कि भाई हमें तो और जॉब्स चाहिए, और जॉब्स आएंगी तो हम ये करेंगे. एंड this high possibility that if the people are getting jobs, a lot of things will be happening. Maybe somehow they will start doing CSR also in the future, which is again a kind of future prediction. But because C is highly democratic, it will obviously create not just an influence but also pressure on Arya to recommend this project. Got it? Yes, Suchit, where is the balance? Exactly. Whenever there's a balance, actually, you know what? Providing jobs to humanity is also not just a logical but also an ethical concern. All right, that's also an ethical concern. Or, वैसे भी, logic will always overpower the ethics in such cases. Like there are two things which we need to balance, but logic will be given more weightage. All right, is that clear? Cool. No, Nil, exactly. That's what has been happening everywhere. है ना? चलो, let's go to the next one and let's see how you interpret the second question. Abha, yes, that's also way of looking at it. That's great. शुभ, कोई बात नहीं, सेकंड वाला देख लो, सेकंड क्वेश्चन. Dinesh, exactly, it's like a story, right? No, Neil, I'm not very sure it's PYQ or not because the content team has given it to me. I'm just taking it. It might be. It might be. I think it's not. It is made by, I think it's made by some people who are passer of Excel Rai only. Arya decides to explore modifications to the project instead of outright approval or rejection. ठीक है, देखो अब नया केस हमारे सामने आ गया. Now she wants to explore modifications. Okay, which of the following modifications, if adopted, would most effectively balance economic development with environmental sustainability? अब ये वो पार्ट आ गया जो इसकी बात हम अभी कर रहे थे, है ना, achieving that balance. दिनेश, हाँ, बात तो सही है. And I believe in that. The first one says mandating the use of only locally sourced eco-friendly construction materials and reducing the project's footprint by 20%. Looks good. Project footprint, you know what is footprint, right? The kind of damage that is being done. And it's eco-friendly, ठीक है, बहुत pollution भी नहीं होगा, locally sourced होगा, तो लोगों को भी थोड़ा रोजगार मिल जाएगा. Okay, looks good. It has, you know, economic development and environment. ठीक है, it looks good. I'll just put a question mark here because in presence of a better option, I'll go with that. But right now, it looks like A is good, right? Okay, coming to second one. Requiring Horizon Corp to fund a wildlife sanctuary in another location to compensate for the loss of biodiversity. ये modification, wildlife sanctuary बना दो. By the way, these guys, they are real estate developers. They do not have this, you know, skills or the expertise in creating a wildlife sanctuary. This is something with a far-fetched idea, outrightly rejected, right? C. Prohibiting construction during the breeding season of local wildlife and establishing an environmental monitoring committee. Now, this will only address the breeding season and nothing else, isn't it? This will not be, you know, kind of giving any economic development. ये वाला part हो जाएगा, but ये नहीं हो पाएगा. C में, it is partially correct. That's why C is also eliminated. Coming to D, introducing a mandatory green roof system and renewable energy sources for the entire residential complex. This is also addressing environmental sustainability to some idea, you know, to some extent, not entirely. थोड़ा बहुत sustain environment हो जाएगा, but economic development, ठीक है, घर बनाने से होगा, but इसमें I have a better option than D, that is A. That is the reason I will reject D. And a lot of people are, you know, kind of thinking about A or D, isn't it? So yeah, you are right. D is very close. It's a close call. But the problem is we have a better option in A. E, reserving 10% of the project's profits for local community development and conservation projects. इससे क्या होगा? कंजर्वेशन के लिए कुछ हो जाएगा, प्रोजेक्ट प्रॉफिट से लोकल कम्युनिटी को हम कुछ कर देंगे. क्या कर देंगे? पता भी नहीं क्या कर देंगे. ए में एटलीस्ट पता है क्या करेंगे. सो ई इज ऑल्सो, यू नो, ई इज अ काइंड ऑफ, इट looks like a plan that is not, look like a hypothesis that has not yet been planned. So A will be the best choice from the given options. Shoshi, that's a different question altogether. कि locally sourced products good होंगे कि नहीं, वो उनका लुकआउट है ना, कंपनी का. They will assure that they get the best products, right? Yeah. Okay, coming to the next question. During the city, निश्चित कुछ केस में ऐसा हो सकता है. During the city council presentation, but you have enough questions for DM. You know, I think it will be in XAT. It will be better than the entirely better than CAT RC, right? Because we have a lot of questions and a lot of sets. Sashwata, look at the question. In option D, the economic development has not been talked about in any way. That is why D is eliminated. Okay, we have to think about both the things. Malik, yes, we can. Okay. During the city council presentation, Arya anticipates pushback from environmentalists, obviously. Which of the following strategies will best help Arya address their concerns while maintaining support for the project? Chalo, you have a minute. Achal, for my cat, okay, I'll make some story wala, the weird sections, I am always very interested in weird things, be it weird outfits, or be it weird questions, be it weird sections. So story making is and psychometric, I think, okay, point noted, I will try to do something about that. Shreyas, it will improve, don't worry. Now we are in full-fledged into XAT. Cat over हो चुका है, मैंने कहा भी था. Cat के 2 weeks बाद, we'll be addressing all these concerns. ठीक है. For answering this question, I'll give you a very simple example. A lot of you are correct actually here. Kanishk, yes. तुम्हें याद है बचपन में क्लास का सबसे शैतान जो बच्चा था उसको बनाते थे डिसिप्लिन इंचार्ज. डू यू रिमेंबर दैट? That's a decision making what do you say, case, isn't it? Is that right? Is that right? How many of you can relate to that? And how many of you have made the monitors or the discipline in charges? The people who were, kind of the ones who would try to, break the discipline would be the best choices to maintain discipline, isn't it? क्योंकि एक तो वो खुद ही नहीं करेगा indiscipline और उसे पता है कैसे किया जाता है तो रोक भी लेगा, isn't it? Not always. अरे शुभ, I'll just give an example to create some sense of humor. Okay. Well, so what I'm trying to say with this example, let's come to that. When you want, when some people have some problems with your ideas, what do? You can basically involve them with your ideas. That is the thing. Getting it? That was a humorous example which I wanted to say this. Okay. See, in the end, we are all stories, and all the stories would be giving some kind of logical or ethical interpretation, isn't it? तो होता क्या है कि so if people have some problem, you will say, okay, work with me, come on, I'm doing this, you also be a part of it. So because see, even you don't know what my future plan is, I'm going to implement, even I don't know what your concerns are, let's work together, and if in case we'll be having some problems with each other, we'll keep on solving it because we are working together. Is that clear? Is that clear now? I sometimes do that with my students as well. You must be, a lot of you can relate to that. Like I tell them, okay, let's study together. Isn't it? So every time we do it, all of us have been doing it. Let's see. Okay. A says highlight Horizon Corp's environmental pledges and emphasize the economic benefits for Rivertown. ये तो बेकार की बात है. ये तो उनको पहले से पता है ना. तभी otherwise, if they would have believed in this, they would not be having any kind of pushback. Okay. B, propose joint task force comprising environmentalists, community members, and Horizon Corp. चलो ठीक है. जिनको जिनको प्रॉब्लम है, जिनको जो सब कुछ साथ में आ जाओ भाई, साथ में काम करते हैं. B looks very very correct to me. Let's look at CD also. Stress the importance of the project for Rivertown's economic future and provide data on job creation and tax revenue. This is something which is already known, isn't it? Because they have come up with these things. Offer to host public forums to address environmental concerns after the project is approved by the council. D also looks very good, but B is a better choice because in B there is a feeling of inclusion. In D, inclusion is there, but the extent to which it is in B is lot more than D. That is why in presence of an option like B, I will reject D. Coming to E, showcase case studies of similar projects where economic and environmental goals were successfully balanced. Now, case studies can also be manipulated. Point number 1. Also, there is a thing called survivorship bias. You know that? I'll give you an example. Do you remember people used to say that in the olden times, not just olden, 100 years, 50 years back, the food was very good, there's no pollution, isn't it? And people survived more, they were less ill, less sick, all that stuff is there. They lived more. That's very common. Option E is a classic example of survivorship bias. So when I'm teaching you, I'm not just teaching you how to, these things, I'm also giving you a lot of examples through which you'll be able to relate to things. And this is something which we could not do in CATs, Quant and DILR, and even in VRC to some extent. But in decision making, we'll be talking about different things. Survivorship bias. What does that mean? That means we only remember the things which we want to remember, and we want to remember things which are pretty, isn't it? पहले लोग ज़्यादा जिया करते थे. You know what? So we only remember the people who actually lived more, who were actually healthy, who actually had a lot of kids from the reproductive health. The point is, if you look at the exact stats, you will get to know that the lifespan or life expectancy of humans have increased day by day. They're falling less sick, isn't it? Right? So statistically speaking, that might not be true. That's a logical fallacy which humans have. Survivorship bias. तो यहाँ पे क्या है कि हम वही स्टडी दिखाएंगे, केस स्टडी जो हमारे काम को सही करने में काम आए, right? Like also convenience. So B is obviously the best choice. Yes, Delhi was Raisina Hills. Harshad, in this case, all the questions are independent. Depends on case to case, different question to question. Like here, everything was different, but everything will be connected to the main passage. Is that clear, all of you? Make sense? I will also want you to keep on noting down the things which I am talking about, like survivorship bias and other things. That is very important. All right. Chalo. Let's go ahead. The next case, I'll give you 2 minutes to read. Ganesh, I'll have to see that. Like, I don't really know, but I'll just see that, check that. Molly, yeah, that's great. The best part about XAT is that they don't have this, the sectional time limits. Hi Zainab, good evening. How are you doing? Nikhil, in the month of March. Okay, so I hope you have read the entire thing. Coming to the questions. The next question. Also type question number in your answers. Like this E, I think, is for fourth question, right? Type 5 and then the option. Drishti, no. But this recording will be available forever. All right, let's see. DEF Business School is a mid-tier management institute located in northern India. While it offers a variety of MBA programs, it is primarily known for its specialization in supply chain management. Over the years, the school has established partnerships, this is important, established partnerships with multiple logistics and manufacturing firms that frequently visit the campus for recruitment. All right. These firms often required candidates who are practical, process-driven, and ready to take on field roles in challenging environments. Recently, the admissions committee proposed introducing an entrance exam that would test students' quantitative and analytical abilities extensively. Like a lot of you might be engineers or other people who must have gone through this campus recruitment training, CRTs, isn't it? From some institutes. Like they come and kind of, sometimes they test. Okay, similar to what top tier business schools in India do. However, the director is concerned that such a move might deter applicants who are more practice oriented and less inclined towards academic rigor, potentially reducing the pool of interested candidates. Okay, by the way, if I would ever create a B school like that, I'll be like this only. People who are process oriented, less about academic rigor. I won't even take the test of CAT. Irony, but yeah, that's true. Separately, the faculty expressed concerns about the rising costs of hosting campus events, especially industry workshops, which have been DEF's hallmark. Hallmark, that is important. Hallmark in providing real-world exposure to students. The director is considering reducing the number of these workshops, okay, He's considering to control costs, but worries about compromising the school's industry reputation. Well, Nandil, exactly. I don't know. Zainab somehow has some psychic abilities, and she comes to a place the moment we talk something remotely about her. Okay. Which of the following, if true? By the way, what do you think? Should there be, like, these kind of B schools are better, right? Which of the following arguments, if true, will best support the director's decision to avoid implementing the proposed entrance exam? Avoid. Okay? Avoid. First says DEF Business School is already attracting the ideal candidates for supply chain management roles. अच्छा, अगर ये ऐसा है ना, already attracting ideal candidates. Now, see, the problem is that why did the director even consider about having an exam? That is because a lot of other top tier B schools were doing that. That was the only thing. There's no other benefit, right? As mentioned in the entire paragraph, entire case. Is that right? तो उस बात को ध्यान में रखते हुए अगर हम देखें यहाँ पे कि ठीक है, it's already attracting, ना, this is truth, it's already happening, it would be neutral actually, you know, this will be a neutral thing. It would neither support or neither reject the director's decision, because that is something which is already there. It's neutral. Let's look at B. Applicants interested in DEF are often preparing for competitive exams and will adapt to the change. Adapt to the change. ये क्या बोल रहा है? Decision to avoid implementing the proposed entrance exam. B में क्या प्रॉब्लम है? उसको अवॉइड करना है, तो सपोर्ट कर रहा है ना. सो बी तो वैसे भी इट्स बीन रूल आउट. सी, द प्रपोज्ड एंट्रेंस एग्जाम विल इंक्रीज द डाइवर्सिटी ऑफ स्टूडेंट्स अप्लाइंग टू DEF. This is also in a way supporting only, right? D says the faculty believe that academic rigor is more important than practical experience for supply chain management. Okay. E says DEF's partner organizations value practical skills and real-world experience over analytical test scores. See, whatever the faculty believes, it's not that important to the kind of name the school has made for itself by partnering with various organizations. In the end, people do MBA for jobs, isn't it? People do an MBA for jobs, placements are the main, and they also have, why they are repeated, because they have some really good connects in the industry, isn't it? So what industry people will think is more important than what faculty members will think, isn't it? So E will be better choice than D. Is that clear? Yeah. Great. Then, which of the following arguments, if true, will best justify the director's decision to reduce the number of industry workshops? Best justify. Workshop reduce करता है. Moon, exactly. Well, so hosting fewer workshops will free up funds to invest in new classroom technology and facilities. थोड़ा आउट ऑफ कॉन्टेक्स्ट लग रहा है. क्लासरूम टेक्नोलॉजी फैसिलिटीज उनके ऑलरेडी रही होंगी. दैट इज द रीजन दे आर द बेस्ट इन सप्लाई चेन मैनेजमेंट. You know, so A is very vague. A is very vague. You know, we can't actually think about anything in A. It's really vague. B, students can access industry exposure through internships and live projects outside the workshops. यार, अगर यही करना होता तो वो बच्चे इस कॉलेज में आते ही क्यों? Isn't it? People are marking B. Think about it once again. सोचो फिर से एक बार, अगर स्टूडेंट्स को यही करना होता तो उसमें आते ही नहीं इस बी स्कूल में. वो आए ही इसीलिए कि यहाँ पे बहुत सारी मस्त चीज़ें होती रहती हैं. The workshops, of course, internships and live projects are more important than the workshops that I believe in. But at the very same time, okay, so let's mark B as a question mark. Let's see, and I'm sure we'll be having better options than this. Okay. See, the workshops are not a major factor influencing the placement decisions of DEF's partner organizations. Oh, ये लग रहा है major factor नहीं है, minor factor है. तो C में question mark लगा दिया. I'm not very sure that C will be the best one, but by now C is better than B, right? Okay, let's go to D now. Faculty members are overworked. Reducing workshops will ease their workload. ये तो कोई भी नहीं चाहता. वो तो हर बॉस चाहता है कि हर बंदा एम्प्लॉय उसका ओवरवर्कड ही रहे. Okay, if someone is watching, any entrepreneur, don't judge me. Okay, so what I'm doing over here is I'm combining some humor to the real thing. Okay, so and those who are working might be knowing it, isn't it? A competitor business school recently reduced its industry workshops and saw no impact on student outcomes. Again, वो किसी ने बोला था वो bias, that bias, right? That is the bias. We'll go with, obviously, we'll go with C. Moon, yeah, faculty must need to chill. Cool. All right, let's go to the next one. Karthik just hit the spot. Okay. GreenHarvest is an organic farming cooperative. It's an organic farming cooperative that produces pesticide-free fruits and vegetables. The cooperative has developed a loyal customer base in urban markets. Great. Due to its sustainable practices. See, I'm marking the keywords. क्यों किया ऐसा? Due to sustainable practices and focus on high quality produce. GreenHarvest also runs a subscription model where customers receive weekly baskets of fresh produce. Wow. Directly delivered to their homes. While the subscription model is popular, some customers have complained about receiving items that don't use, leading to wastage. Yeah, quite true. Probably people would not be, feeling like eating apples, but they're sending apples. तो वेस्ट हो जाएगा. To address this, GreenHarvest is considering implementing a customized basket, obviously, option where customers can select specific items they want in their basket. However, this would increase operational costs, obviously, due to added complexities in sorting and packaging. By the way, don't you think that if when you're reading it, like at your age, where you are probably freshers or maybe working somewhere, don't you think that this such a beautiful case study that we have in front of us, and you might also think that how businesses operates, what all things are kept in mind. Everything has a cost, right? Should you bear that or not depends on a lot of other factors. The management is debating whether to introduce this option, okay, while keeping the subscription price constant, or to maintain the current model and risk customer dissatisfaction. Separately, GreenHarvest's board is exploring expansion into new territories. While this offers potential for growth, it also risks stretching resources and compromising service quality in existing markets. So many keywords over here. Karthik, yeah. मैडम यहीं से देख लो 2 केस तुमने मिस कर दिए हैं. This is the 3rd case that we're doing. You can watch the remaining afterwards. Question number 6, try to answer it. Which of the following reasons, if true, will best justify GreenHarvest decision to implement the customized basket option? Everybody is marking A. Okay, let's look at the options one by one. I'll go with option 5 first of all. Only a small percentage of subscribers. Okay, what do they ask? Implement the customized basket option. Okay, you know what's that, right? You remember that. E says only a small percentage of subscribers have complained about wastage so far. So this thing will actually, it won't best justify, it will be least justifying. So E is totally out of, it is contradictory, isn't it? E is contradictory. D, customized baskets will likely attract more urban customers to the subscription model. Okay. Is that true? To attract more urban customers to the subscription model. Will likely attract. ये likely ही यहाँ पे रेड फ्लैग है, मतलब यहाँ भी शक है, हो सकता है कि ऐसा हो जाए, isn't it? हो सकता है कि ऐसा हो जाए. If we customize the baskets, it will likely attract more people. Now this will not be justifying it best, right? That's why D will be eliminated. Is that right? My taking? Yeah. D is wrong. C, the cooperatives competitors is already offer similar customization options. तो हम क्या करें? क्या इससे उनको फायदा हुआ है? We don't really know. B, GreenHarvest has excess manpower, then B can be allocated to sorting and packaging. अच्छा, ठीक है. तो if we have excess manpower, we can, there was a thing which you remember, exploring expansion to new territories, right? Into new territories. So if I have more manpower, I'd be doing something else, isn't it? But by the way, B looks somewhat correct to me. Let's read E also. E says a survey shows 70% of subscribers are willing to pay premium for. अब इससे अच्छा क्या ही हो सकता है? When people want to pay me more, I will be really happy, right? Because that will offset the kind of the operational costs, that are increasing. Okay, so in the presence of an option like A, nothing else will be better. Is that clear? Exactly. A is going to, if you have more money, there's no problem. ज़्यादा पैसा आ गया तो काम ही खत्म हो गया ना, फिर तो हम कर ही लेंगे easily. The problem was increased cost, no? Let's go to next one. Tony, sure. We have done like 4 marathons in on YouTube. Just go through them once. You'll get a fair idea. And after that, go through the PYQs and do some mocks as well. कार्तिक, उसमें लिखा है कि जस्टिफाई करना है कि वो चीज़ करें, ठीक है? Justify the decision. All right. Whether they do it or not, that's a different thing altogether. So that thing is answering the question which was given there. Okay, Karthik? Question 7. Which of the following reasons, if true, will best justify GreenHarvest postponing its expansion into new territories? मुझे लगता है कि जो मैंने पिछला क्वेश्चन समझाया उससे इसका आंसर आ गया है ना. If I have more people, I would probably use them in expansion, isn't it? And so A is kind of answering that issue, isn't it? Delivery network is running at full capacity. To need more people, we need more time, and that's why we can postpone, right? A looks totally correct to me, but let us read other options also. B, new territories have a higher number of conventional pesticide-heavy farms. Acha. Okay. Will it postpone their pesticide-heavy farms? हम तो pesticide-free काम करते हैं. तो ऐसा करने से तो हम actually, we will not postpone. We'll prepone, right? So that's why B is wrong. Coming to C, customers in existing markets expect GreenHarvest to maintain its high quality service. We can maintain that by expanding also. So C has got, plan of expansion has got no correlation with the high quality service, right? That's why C is also ruled out. Coming to D, the cooperative does not have a detailed market analysis for the new territories. चलो यहाँ देखते हैं. Separately, GreenHarvest board is exploring expansion into new territories. They're exploring. It says if true. Okay. So if they don't have detailed market analysis for the new territories, okay, and they're exploring expansion already, so D also looks, somewhat correct. Okay, somewhat correct. It looks somewhat correct. But A is a better choice than D. And that is why I will eliminate D also. Clear? E, local governments in the new territories impose strict organic certification requirements. Strict. Now this is something, if this is true. What is true? If this is true. Do we have an idea whether GreenHarvest is not concurring to the strict organic certification requirements? Or do we have any idea about that? Neither in the passage nor in the statement. That is why this passage, this statement gives the half information. We'll definitely go with it. A lot of you did that. Is it not clear? Delivery network. See, basically, if you produce something, you need to deliver them, right? Okay, we are producing something, customers are demanding it, and we are promising delivery. Okay, current delivery network is running at full capacity, and also developing a new delivery network or even hiring new delivery partners takes a lot of time to acquire fresh talent, fresh human talent. It requires a lot of time, and not just the human talent, also the delivery system should be made, right? The operation, the new network should be explored. So A is something which gives us enough reason that we don't have enough people right now who are totally busy in the current delivery network. That is why we can postpone this. All right, है ना? बहुत सिंपल सा नहीं है ये. टोनी, आंचल, नए टेरिटरी में कैसे कर देंगे? You have some option, right? If you're living in some metropolitan, Zepto and Blinkit, isn't it? Okay, why D? Why D is not the correct answer? See, I told you that D is a very close call. I told you that. But because we have better option, that is why, see, okay, एक बार और सोचो. Tell me something. Let's think like GreenHarvest. Those who have problem in D and A, I'll tell you what. Let's think from the point of view of GreenHarvest company. Okay. I have two problems. Problem nahi, the two facts. One, that my current delivery network is running at full capacity. That is one problem. Other is, I don't have detailed market analysis. Tell me something, which of these two can I do quicker? Warrior mindset, tell me. And those who felt, Ravi, कि D क्यों नहीं होगा? Tell me. We have two facts. Which one would be, more important for me, or more? What can I do quickly? Can I create a new delivery network altogether? Will that be quicker and easy, or having a detailed market analysis will be easy for me? What will be easy? I'm repeating. Analyzing the market will be an easy task, or creating a new delivery network will be an easy task. What will be easy? Market analysis will be an easier option, right? It's easier. So it won't be an enough hurdle in not postponing, or in postponing the expansion. But because of this is a problem which needs more time to be addressed. That is why I'll postpone that. Is that clear? Abha, delivering is quicker. Seriously, Abha? For market analysis, you just require a team of 5 to 6 people. For delivery network, you'll be requiring more than 100 people. समझी? Moon, exactly. Interns लगाते हैं, हम खुद करते हैं. In iQuanta, we hire interns for this market analysis, who are majorly students only. Got it, Ravi? Great. Mighty King, I don't really know this based on PYQs or not. I really seriously have no idea about that. There are some which are PYQs. There are some which have been made by XLRI pass out students. Red? Okay, let's go to the questions now. Let's go to the next one. This one is tricky, right? People are answering either B or E. Abha says C or E. Okay. Let's go to next one. Pavan Satya, what happened? I will once everybody has done the set. I think you just joined, right? All right, let's read this. Tell me something. I somehow think this will be the most trickiest case of today, right? Till what we have done right till now. Yeah, Pawan. So what we are doing, right? In different cases, sometimes I'm explaining that with you. In some cases which are very tricky, I'm giving time to you, and then I'm explaining that. Okay, Pawan. So be with me. Awa is the CEO of Ratan Brothers, a bicycle manufacturing company. Great. She's the CEO, Chief Executive Officer. All right. The organization is doing well financially with a steadily increasing share price. That's really great. Recently, Awa promoted Bhushan, her nephew. Nepotism, huh? To the. Okay, do you ever think like that? That if someone is related to someone and if they're getting the promotions or anything, that's nepotism. How many of you kind of, just say, yeah, it's nepotism, I know it. A lot of people do that, right? to the position of head of procurement after he completed 5 years in the organization. Well, this is a very important position, right? After the promotion, he was automatically inducted into the Quality Council headed by AVA. Great. Quality Council. Dev and Sons, the supplier to Ratan Brothers, it supplies ball bearings, an important part of any bicycle. I hope you know that. After Bhushan took over, he switched to a new supplier, citing quality deficiencies in Dev and Sons product. Dev and Sons responded by publicly declaring that quality was not compromised. Further, it alleged that its competitor bribed Bhushan to get the contract. That's a huge allegation, right? Okay. Let's see. Post this public allegation, the share price of Ratan Brothers started falling. The worst thing which can happen to someone is this, right? The share prices start falling. Okay. Which of the following is the best option for AVA to immediately stem the falling stock prices? First, fire Bhushan, blacklist Dev and Sons, and inform the press. If you do that, that means her thinking and her logical thinking as a CEO would be challenged, isn't it? And the allegation of nepotism would be more intense. Because, okay, you are the CEO, how can you, select someone who is such kind of person? All right. And if you fire him, blacklist Dev and Sons, now this is going to, punishing both the people out of which one has to be innocent, isn't it? So this is something which will be very stupid of her to do. Of course, we won't go with it. Right? Coming to B. Issue a press statement that a committee has been formed to look into the matter. Okay? Looks almost correct. C. Issue a press statement that the company's quality standards have increased and that anyone is welcome to scrutinize the relevant documents. I think all of you can understand in presence of a statement like C, which is more inclusive. Anyone is welcome, be it customers, be it stakeholders, be it whoever is welcome. Competitors just, आओ देखो हमने क्या किया है ना? Quality standards have increased. That's a press statement. Now this shows a lot of honesty, isn't it? Lots of honesty, and obviously it's most logical, and why see, what supports logic? Honesty. Truth supports logic, isn't it? Do you understand that? Truth supports the logic. How can you openly declare कि ठीक है check कर लो आके? Because you know that is true, isn't it? Is that right? Do you understand that? है ना? So obviously, B is not better than C. Okay. Whatever mindset, C is viable or not, that's not a thing. You can of course issue press statement like that. लोग आए चेक करे नहीं आएंगे वो बात की बात है. Let's look at D. Cancel the remaining order and call for a fresh tender. Now, would it help in stemming this falling stock prices? Cancel the remaining order, call for a fresh tender. Now this will immediately not stem. It might help in future, and that too again the question on her as a CEO would be there. So because we have C, we can also eliminate D. Coming to E, do nothing, as Bhushan as the head of procurement has the right to decide on the supplier. Now this will kind of give a proper weightage to the fact that somehow nepotism has been involved, and so we'll have to definitely go with C. A lot of you have marked C only. All right. See, the thing is, none of the options is the best option actually, but out of the given options, see, it says which of the following is the best option. It doesn't mean they don't have a better option than these stated over here. But out of all that have been stated, this is an option which will actually instill a sense of honesty honesty in the company's resource. ठीक है. और you know what, एक बात बताओ, सच में किसी ने ऐसा कर दिया, तुम में से कितने लोग एक्चुअली क्वालिटी चेक करने जाएंगे? शायद कोई भी नहीं. Okay, so right, we have to instill the confidence. Look at the question. See, also एक बात और है, decision making में there is one problem which people feel that they forget the passage and they forget the question. That is very common. Like your sense of self-righteousness would overpower you. You know, it will absorb you into thinking something which looks correct to you but not correct to the situation. That is very common, which happens with people while answering decision making questions. Okay, self righteousness होता है ना यार. हमें ध्यान दो, ये चीज पूछी किस कारण से गई थी? शेयर प्राइस फॉल हो रहा है, उसको हमें रोकना है, वो भी कैसे? इमीडिएटली. Pawan, exactly, that's the problem, and that is why decision making is something which is, you know, which might confuse people, but at the very same time, the way we are doing, exploring all the things one by one, just make a note of all that, and that will be helping you to going to the best answer. Okay, let's go to the next one. Under pressure from media and suppliers, our constituted a cross-functional committee. Suits देखना पड़ेगा. A cross-functional committee of senior executives to investigate Dev and Sons allegation against Bhushan. By the way, senior executives, when they're senior executives, they have an access to all sorts of things that are happening inside the company. So it's better to have a cross-functional committee of senior executives only. It's cross-functional, marketing, sales, operations, everyone is there. So they have access to all the things, isn't it? So that will be a great idea to have a cross-functional committee, of course. Well, the committee exonerated Bhushan. क्या मतलब इसका होता है? What is exonerated? दोषी नहीं पाया, निर्दोष पाया. They found Bhushan to be innocent. Obviously, all the senior executives in a cross-functional committee would not all be, corrupt, right? Okay. However, rumors within the organization began to spread that the decision was influenced by nepotism. फिर से वही घटना घट गई. Which of the following should be the best response from our CEO की लाइफ बहुत दिक्कत में होती है ना भाई. Do nothing as the committee has exonerated Bhushan. Okay. Force Bhushan to resign temporarily, make an independent inquiry. If found innocent, reinstate Bhushan. A lot of people think B is correct, right? I won't say it's wrong. I'll just put a question mark over here. And I'll give an analogy which just came to my mind. An analogy from Ramayana. Okay? Ramayana. पहले पढ़ लेते हैं. Communicate to all shareholders that these kinds of practices are very common in organizations. Okay. Which kind of practices? Nepotism. या ये बातचीत जो लोग कर रहे हैं. Now this would not, it would be the best response. This is escapism, isn't it? It's like escaping an issue. This is escapist. It's not the best response, So we'll, of course, eliminate C. Coming to D. Sack all those employees who question the authority of our. ये तो वो हो जाएगा ना. This is like tyranny, right? The tyrant बन जाएगी आवा. कोई काम नहीं कर सकता. So of course this is not feudal landlordship. You cannot practice that. Which is happening in the dark ages. No, not at all. E. Explain in a town hall meeting open to all the employees how the decision to exonerate Bhushan was taken. This is also very close call. B and E are close calls. A, doing nothing, again escapism. Now we have B and E. A lot of people have marked B or E only. Right? Kanishk, I'll come to that. Okay. So now to come to a conclusion, मैं तुम्हें एक ना कहानी सुनाता हूँ. Okay, this is analogy. Anindita, you got me, Anindita. Great. See, so in Ramayana, what happened when after that Vanvas, when Sita came back to when they after winning Sita over, defeating Ravan, when Ram, Lakshman, and Sita, Lord Ram, Lord Lakshman, and Goddess Sita, they came back to Ayodhya. So what happened? People said that how can you at that time it's patriarchy. It still is. We're fighting with that. So it was like, okay, how can you accept a woman who was with some other man for so many years, for so much time? That is not really what do you say, right of you. It's not manly of you. It's not kingly of you. It's not honorable of you. People kind of question that. What did Ram do? Ram asked Sita to go for an Agni Pariksha. Do you remember that? Right? Pawan, because I'm giving you, in the comment section, people are just marking their options or saying one-liners. I am giving you entire stories. So obviously you can conclude my answer is correct, right? What kind of question is that, Pawan? Okay, so what did Ram do? Ram said, go and have this Agni Pariksha. So basically he asked Sita to give that exam, to go through the difficulties, through the hurdles. Okay, and that is how you will prove it. Now tell me something. That is what has been done. But is that decision, like right now, do we support that decision? Do we as humans, as religious humans, or logical humans, or thinking humans, do we support that decision? The entire Lord Rama's life and adventures have been scarred by only this one decision. Only this one decision, right? कि राम ने अपनी जिंदगी में एक ही गलत काम किया था, सीता की अग्नि परीक्षा लेके. Do you remember that? And Moon just said, yeah, we don't really support that decision. We support everything that Ram did, but not this one. Not this one. Asking Bhushan to resign temporarily is like sending him to Agni Pariksha. It's an extreme action to be taken. Independent inquiry. How do you know it will be independent? Again, people think, no, that's not independent. ये तो इसने खुद ही बनाया होगा हवा ने. At least यहाँ पे तो we had lot of senior executives. Not all can be influenced by Awa, right? Senior executives would have board of directors. So CEO is not the person who has all the powers. Others also have it. There's so many different things here. Sending Bhushan, forcing Bhushan to resign is like asking Sita to go to Agni Pariksha, having independent inquiry. How do you know it's independent? If found innocent, reinstate Bhushan. Now think about the kind of depression Bhushan would have gone through, the way Sita went. Right? That is why we'll choose E. Pawan, are you satisfied? Do you understand that my answer is correct? Pawan has asked me a question and I have to make a decision. His question is right. So I'm not like math teacher whom मैं जानता हूँ, इतना experience है, तू क्या सोचता है? No, I'm not doing that, because that won't be the correct response from a DM trainer. I would take your question as a feedback and a correct question, because no question is stupid. But now you understand that why my answers will be correct, right? Okay, chalo. Let's go to the next one. Yes, I'm here. Okay. Then we have, where do Pranav? Okay. Under a few months after the issue of Dev and what's there? Yeah. Did I skip some question? Okay, we have 11 questions here. No? Okay, great. Few months after the issue of Dave and Sons, Ganesh, what happened? Do you have a question? I think I have lost that somehow. फिर से लिखना उसको, ठीक है. A few months after the issue of Dave and Sons, Vigilance Committee discovered some financial irregularities attributable to Bhushan in his earlier stint as senior manager in marketing. Earlier, okay? Arey Pawan, no, you don't have to apologize. Your question was perfect. I just said, is my answer perfect? See, what are we? We are just humans, isn't it? You are a human, I am a human. I also teach, you also teach in some way. Right? So all of us are basically students of nature. Some students are senior, and that is why they can just deliver things that they have experienced. And that's what I'm doing. That's simple. Well, ऐसा कुछ भी नहीं है. Everybody is learning, you and I, all of us are learning every day. Well, senior management marketing, पहले वाला, ठीक है? The board of directors was concerned about this and demanded a response from the CEO. क्यों हुआ ऐसा? Our contemplate the following responses. Which of the following sequence of actions is most appropriate for forever? कितना मुश्किल सवाल नहीं है ये, गंदा सा सवाल है. It's not just one. There have to be, so many options. It could be more than one option. Wow. How to do that? If I look at the, let's use some kind of, logic, mathematical logic. Starts with 5. 5 से दो option है. Starts with 1. Only one option there. Starts with 2 and 3. ठीक है, चलो एक बात तो है थी. We don't have any option that starts with 4. तो 4 तो नहीं होगा. All right. Do you understand that? Do you understand that? Okay. So, let's read. Offer to resign from the post of CEO, since as the CEO, she is ultimately responsible for everything in the organization. Even if that looks very harsh and rude and to a greater extent, it has to be done. It has to be done. Why it has to be done? Because now there is a question of integrity to the CEO. And at this point of time, if she doesn't resign from the post of CEO, people there would not be believing in her much. So this looks like a kind of an action, a sequence which should be done. Kanish, उस पे आता हूँ मैं एक बार, ठीक है? 2. Sack Bhushan immediately and make the reason public. This should also be done. So I'll just mark which should be done, which should not be done. Okay. Have a town hall meeting with all the employees and deny any financial irregularities in the organization. ये तो नहीं ही करना है. Is that right? 3 is something which we do not have to do. So anywhere we have 3, we'll just eliminate that. 5, 4, 3, हटाओ इसको. 1, 2, 3, हटाओ. 3, 4, 1, हटाओ. Now we have only 2 options left. 5, 2, 1 and 2, 1, 4. How cool is that, isn't it? You get that? So the difference is 4 and 5. Let's read 4. Communicate to the board that as the CEO of the organization's financial health is her top priority, on which she has delivered stellar performance in the last 5 years. 5th बोल रहा है, inform the board that Bhushan was promoted because his initiatives helped the company immensely. Okay. Out of 4 and 5, we need to choose one and we will get our answer. Cool. ठीक है. In fourth, she talks about financial health is top priority. Now, financial health is top priority. So, would you start taking corrupt measures? Being financial health as the top priority, are you able to do anything which won't even be ethical? Not really. You can't do that, right? You can't do that. Okay? But he was promoted because of this, he helped, his initiatives helped the company. We did not know whether, he was corrupt somehow. So, 4 is something which we should not do at all, but 5 is something which we can do. So, option A is the most correct one. By the way, in this question, I have told you something which is, very important. When we have a combinations of options, in that you can use the method of elimination through permutations and combinations, which I did right now. Is that clear? Preeti, I think you got that. Oh, लो आ गया तुम्हारे सामने वही जिसका तुम्हें डर था. Yes, Kanishka, I'm going there. Achal, you are right. From person to person. But at the very same time, as I'm taking the DM classes almost twice a week, you can refer to the explanation that I'm providing. And based on those explanations, you will also try and understand that which one will be the most logical first and then ethical option. And a lot of things you're getting right also, isn't it? Omkar, this is the last set for today. Risha, you tell me, it's DM or DI? That's a DM set, yeah. Drishti. So I think you have read this, right? I somehow feel that this can be solved only after you see the questions. Here are the questions. यहाँ भी लिखा हुआ है देखो. The set is here as well. No, Rishabh. Similar set was there. This is not that set which you're talking about. Shavik. Yeah. That's the question. Okay. Let's see. I'm going to solve this one. Okay. See. A courier service has offices at 3 locations: Jamshedpur, Kharagpur and Howrah. Its employees travel by trains from one location to another for pickup and delivery. It takes 40 minutes for an employee to travel from any railway station to the nearest office and another 40 minutes for coming back. Wow. The paperwork to deliver the parcel at respective office takes an additional 10 minutes. What does that mean? At 40 plus 10, 90 minutes will always be there, in addition to time of travel. Is that right? Is that right, everyone? Whatever we calculate, 90 minutes have to be added. Yes or no? Is that a yes? Chalo, let's see. Employees have the option to choose from any of the stations, trains whose timetable is given in the table below. Assume all the trains travel on time and there's no time gap between arrival and departure of a train, just to make things easy. Further, assume that the employee boards the train as soon as it arrives at the station. Cool. Let's see. I hope you can read the table, right? Understand the table? For example, I'll just make you understand this. T101, train 101, it arrives, departs from Jamshedpur at 6, okay, and then 7:30 यहाँ पहुँचता है. So basically, if it goes like, let's say from train 101, if we board at Jamshedpur at 6, we'll reach Kharagpur at 7:30. That's what it means. Okay, all of you got that? He has to go from Kharagpur to Jamshedpur and then come back. Is that right? Chalo, let's see. So 90 minutes will be there, that is for sure. 90 minutes to honge hi honge, plus whatever. We can see it from here. From Jamshedpur, he goes from Jamshedpur, okay, to Kharagpur. Okay. So let's count the time, one by one. And this is going to take some time actually. So I'll just write T101, T102, T103, T104, T105. We have 5 trains, okay. So 101 will take 90 minutes, 6 to 7:30. Is that right? Train 102 will take 7:30 to 9:05 is how much? 95 minutes, am I right? Yes or no? 10:15 to 12:05, how much is that? 110 minutes. 15 to 16:50 is how much? 60 plus, again 110 minutes. And this is 17 to 18:25 is how much? 85 minutes. So check the calculation if I've done it right or not. Is that right? Cool. That's right. Okay. All of it. Is that right? Tell me. Calculation is right, no? Okay. After that, I'll be adding 90 minutes more. This is the time of the traveling of train. Let's add 90 more. 90 plus for going, picking up, delivering, paperwork, all that stuff. Okay. 90 plus 90 is 180. This is 185. This is 200. 200 again. 175. Okay. Now tell me something. That's not the end. Now, this guy has to come back to, he has to go back to Jamshedpur. And how would he do that? By going back to the Kharagpur station. So now we'll look at the Kharagpur station. So in Kharagpur, what's going to happen? यहाँ पे और भी ट्रेन्स हैं. ट्रेन 201 मैंने 5 ही लिखे हैं. There are more. Should I add more? लिखना ही पड़ेगा. There is no other way, isn't it? There is no other way. But चलो पहले let's write about this 10 series, then I'll look at 20 series. All right. Okay. So now this guy goes back to Kharagpur station, and from Kharagpur he has to board a train so that he comes back to Jamshedpur. Okay, we can see here. But by the way, एक मिनट जरा, ये इसमें क्या है इस टेबल में? Okay. All right. This is while going, this is while returning. While going, while returning. No problem. Yes, Rishabh. Yes. Okay. So now, this is 10 series, right? And this will be 20 series. Okay. So now let us see that how much time has passed. What's the time right now? For T101, Jamshedpur started at 6. 3 hours have passed. 3 hours have passed. It's 9 p.m. now. Is that right? Is this understandable now? हाँ ठीक है कार्तिक, 9 बज जाएगा. Okay. From T102, 185 already. It started at how much? At what time? At 7:30. It started at 7:30. 7:30 plus 185. कितना टाइम बच जाएगा? 10:35, right? 10:35 p.m. Okay. Coming to T103, it's 200 minutes. 10:15 to 200 minutes. 200 minutes. How much will that be? 11:15, 12, 1:15, 1:35 a.m. That'll be next day. Okay. Here it will be 200 minutes from train 104. तो मुझे लगता है कि इसे हमें देखना भी नहीं चाहिए, isn't it? But okay, let's look at it. 15 to 16:50, this is 200 minutes more. So 15 to 200, 3 घंटा 20 minute. That will make it 6:20 p.m. Just look at the time that I'm writing. Okay. After that, 175 minutes more. That is how much? 5 minutes less than 3 hours. So 5 to 8, 7:55 p.m. Okay. Now, why did I do that? Neha, it matters. It matters because only if you get this time, then only you will be able to identify that which train you have to board on while returning. Okay, Neha? ठीक है. From Kharagpur, see, for train 101, it's 8:15. The train has already boarded, or already departed. ये तो हो ही नहीं सकता. Do you get that now? Right? ये AM है, sorry. These two are AM. Okay? Coming to train 10. So, if this person, what train can he choose? Which train can he choose? From Kharagpur. 10:40. Can you choose 10:40 anyhow? 10:40. There's the next one. 10:40. Is that a possibility? 10:40. 10:40. That's a possibility. See, from train 102, he's reaching the station at 10:35. He can board this train. Do you get that? All of you? This guy can board this train. Which train? Train 202. And train 202 starts at 10:40 and reaches, कहाँ पहुँचना है इसको? Jamshedpur at 12:35. 10:40 to 12:35 is how many minutes more? 115 minutes more. 115 minutes more. That will be the best option. So 185 here, 115 here. It comes out to be how much? Just calculate that. Is that clear? कितने घंटे हो जाएंगे? How many hours? 185 plus 115, that comes out to be 295, but reached at 10:35, departed at 10:40, that means 5 minutes का waiting भी है, so it's 5 hours and 5 minutes. See, even if you do it correct overall, still you'll mark the wrong answer like you guys did right now. सबने ई मार्क कर दिया कि 5 घंटे था. It's 5 hours and 5 minutes, guys. Got it? So there are various ways in which you can mark it wrong. Doing everything right and forgetting that adding +5, it'll go wrong. And you know what, these XAT guys, what they do, somehow they love this option, none of the above. And that's the reason for it. People mark it wrong. Anyways, let's go to the next question. Floyd, well done. देखो यहाँ क्या गया, बोथ ऑप्शन ए एंड ऑप्शन बी, बोथ बी एंड सी. अब दोनों ही चेक करो. वेल, don't you think that looking at the option B should be the first the first choice that we should do? Yeah? Don't you think so? Let's check option B first of all. An employee starting from Howrah station has delivered one parcel at Kharagpur office and another parcel at Jamshedpur office. His task starts the moment he boards the train at Howrah station and gets completed immediately after delivering the second parcel. Which of the following trains should he board at Howrah to minimize time required to complete his task? In this question, he doesn't have to come back. The moment he delivers the parcel at Jamshedpur, his work is done. Is that right? Howrah to Kharagpur and then where? Jamshedpur. The moment he delivers the parcel here, his work is finished. It doesn't have to come back. That's what we have to calculate. Somehow the calculation has been made a bit smaller. हाँ ज़ैनब, बहुत अच्छी बात है कि तुम पेपर नहीं बना रही हो. तुम all of the above cannot be determined, none of the above भी बोल दोगी. You know, that question in itself is a logical fallacy. CBD would go against every possibility, none of these and all of the above. Okay, Keshav, you're really quick here. I think I don't need to, solve this. Now you know how to solve it. Is that right? All of you know how to solve this, so I won't be, doing all the calculation. I have done that for the first question, and now all of you know how to do that. Okay? Don't you? Shall I just give you the correct answer and you will do it on your own? Would that be fine? The correct answer is E here. Okay? And correct answer here is C. Okay, basically you just have to calculate which, just like the first question that I did, nothing more. All right. कार्तिक कौन सा मैं सॉल्व करूं? सी भी चेक कर लो ना एक बार. 204 तुम्हारा आ गया था. हाँ ठीक है, एक बार 202 चेक कर लो. चेक 203 ऑल्सो. बोथ आर हैविंग द सेम थिंग. Both are taking 6 hours and 20 minutes. 6 hours and 20 minutes. It's same for both. Yeah. Kanishk. Yes, Kanishk. Type your query once again, Kanishk. जल्दी से. मेकिंग में होगा. हाँ, see, it's a PYQ in 2018. In 2018, XAT 2018, they asked this in business decision making only. All right. Because somehow they also feel that decision making is making the correct mathematical decisions. But if we normally look at this should not be a part of DM, it should be part of DI. But even if it is there, how does that matter? Yes, Floyd? How is it done? Undermine the integrity of the member and show that rumor can trigger a reaction from CEO and get unwanted attention and influence him. Priti DM इसलिए बोल रहे हैं कि easy है बहुत ये, और इसमें you have to take a decision which train to board. That's why it's decision making. Okay. If you look at this, we are not interpreting any data over here. In DI, we need to interpret data. We are not interpreting anything. Things are pretty much given clearly over there. That's the reason. Kanesh, तुम जो सवाल पूछ रहे हो ना मेरा ना उसका I have forgot the premise also. The question, relevant question. Do one thing, Kanishk, you send that to me once, I'll have to go back, look at the premise again. That's what decision. Decision making also involves which question to be done. Shrimi, no, you know me. You were in a lot of my classes. I teach VARC, I teach decision making, I teach LRDI, I teach quant, I teach MyCat ka psychometric as well, I teach their story writing as well, personal interviews. whatever is there, which is us in any kind of MBA entrance, I'll teach that. I teach that. But it depends on, we have other people as well. So it depends on which are the topics which only I can teach, and some topics are there which are mix and match of, all the different people. Snap, Shrimi. Okay, I'll just check that with people. Ravi, total of 45 minutes. I teach poems as well, yes. Yes, Ravi, 45 minutes on DM, not more than that. Okay then, so that's all for today. I hope you enjoyed it. And by the way, barring the last set, which was a lot of, what do you say, mathematical, others were full of stories, and we should do that, right? And that is fun, because in CAT you get stuck 40 minutes, VRC, something goes wrong, you get kind of panic mode. You do LRDI, you do not know how to solve one set, time runs over. But in this XAT we don't have time limit. Okay, we don't have time limit, the sectional time limits. You can go anywhere you want to, and decision making is a relief. So what should be done? Let's say you're doing some complex mathematical 5 questions, and then you want to change your mood. You're fed up. Oh, so much mathematics. You want to change your mood? Just go to DM, read a good story, solve it, then go back to some other section. That is how you can do that, right? Okay. So it won't bore you in the exam, and you won't ever be in panic. Debashri, mujhe na ek bar na you sent me WhatsApp or post that in the Facebook group. Tag me over there. I will do that, because I have to go back to the entire thing. My cat, Karan, my cat. My car story writing. Now we'll start from 2018 if possible. Otherwise, start from 2021. That has to be done. 3 years. But I think here we have only one slot, so there's not a problem. From 18, if a slot, you will be having like how many years? 3 years there, 4 years, 7 years, 7 PYQs in total. Okay, Karthik. Cool then. Good night. And I was thinking that we won't be meeting much after CAT, but now I think we'll be meeting almost every day somehow, right? So, बचा है पिक्चर अभी बाकी है मेरे दोस्त, है ना, शाहरुख खान वाला. अंत में सब अच्छा हो ही जाता है. अगर अच्छा नहीं हुआ जैसा कुछ लोग CAT में, तो पिक्चर अभी बाकी है मेरे दोस्त, XAT अभी बाकी है. So let's focus on that. Shimi, I will. क्या था? In the end, let's finish this session with a शायरी from Shah Rukh Khan himself. इतनी शिद्दत से मैंने तुम्हें पाने की कोशिश की है कि ज़र्रे ज़र्रे ने मुझे तुमसे मिलाने की साजिश की है. Okay, so ending on that note, we'll meet again. Bye bye, good night.